Morning. In the last session, we discussed memory reference instructions. In this session, we'll discuss the next concept, input, output, and interrupt. In this concept, we'll discuss the input-output configuration in basic computer, and also we'll see what is an interrupt cycle, and also we'll see the interrupt cycle in basic computer. Okay, so first we'll see the input-output configuration of basic computer. So the major components of the computer are processor, memory, and input output. Without input and output, there is no meaning of computer. Through input output organization, the processor communicates with the outside environment. It's nothing but the processor receives the data and programs through the input unit, and the processor sends the results to the outside, that means user, through the output unit. Okay, now we will see the basic computer input output configuration. Okay, here this one is terminal. Here terminal is nothing but one input device, one output device. Here input device is keyboard and output device is printer. And this one is interfaces, serial communication interfaces. This is the transmitter interface between keyboard and processor register. This is the receiver interface between printer and processor registers. And coming to these are the processor registers. Processor registers. OUTR, output register. FGO, 1-bit output flag. AC, accumulator, 16-bit register in basic computer. INPR, 8-bit register to hold the input character. FGI, input flag, 1-bit input flag. Okay, here if any key pressed on the keyboard, that the corresponding 8-bit binary code is transmitting to INPR through the transmitter interface serially. That means INPR receives the 8-bit character from the keyboard bit by bit serially through the transmitter interface. Okay, the type of communication between keyboard and INPR is serial communication, bit by bit. This is the serial. In this diagram, one line indicates serial communication path and double line indicates parallel communication path. Serial communication path is nothing but in a single line at a time only one bit will be transmitting, whereas in parallel communication path number of bits transmitting simultaneously. Okay, so here how the INPR receives the 8-bit character from the keyboard. Here there is a flag, FGI input flag, FGO output flag. FGI and FGO, these flags are used to synchronize the timing difference between IO devices and processor registers, and you can say computer. Okay, IO device timing is different and processor timing is different. Processor registers are speed. Processor is very speed when compared to input and output device. To synchronize the timing difference between IO devices and processor register, we need this FGO input flag and output flag. Okay, so when you press a key on the keyboard, a input register receives the 8-bit character bit by bit serially. Initially FGI is equal to 0. Initially FGI 1-bit flag is equal to 0. Whenever the INPR received 8-bit character from the keyboard, then FGI is equal to 1. When FGI is equal to 1, INPR cannot receive the 8-bit character from the keyboard. Okay, is it clear? As long as FGI is equal to 1, INPR cannot accept next character from the keyboard. If FGI is equal to 0, then only input register accept the 8-bit input character from the keyboard. Is it clear? Next, then the 8-bit character due to input instruction, the function, one of the instruction in the basic computer is input instruction. The function of input instruction is the 8-bit character in the INPR register transmitting to AC register, 8 bits of input register transmitting to lower 8 bits of the accumulator. Okay, here the type of communication between INPR and accumulator register is parallel. All the 8 bits are transmitting to AC register simultaneously. Next, what about FGO? FGO is output flag. Initially 1. Whenever the OUTR receiving the 8-bit character from the accumulator, then FGO is equal to 0. Is nothing but one character, one 8-bit character is ready to transmit to printer. Okay, when FGO is equal to 0, then 8-bit character is transmitting to printer through the receiver interface. The type of communication between output register and the printer is serial communication. Here printer receiving bit by 1 bit at a time. Okay, whenever the 8 bits are reaching to printer, that form a one character. Okay, is it clear? So this is the simple input output configuration in basic computer. So basically FGA initially 0, FGO initially 1. If FGA is equal to 0, then only INPR accept the 8-bit character from the keyboard. Okay, if FGO is equal to 1, then only OUTR accept the data from the AC. Then FGO is equal to 0. If FGO is equal to 0, then OUTR 8-bit character transmitting from OUTR to printer. Okay, now we'll see what are the, in the previous sessions we discussed what are the 6 input output instructions in basic computer. Now we'll discuss in detail what are the 6 instruction operations are involved, what are the operations are involved in each input output instruction. Okay, in the last session we have seen what is the control function to execute input output instruction. D7-1. D7-1 is nothing but the present running instruction opcode must be 3 ones. 12th bit to 13th bit to 14th bit must be ones, 3 ones. I is equal to 1, leftmost bit mode bit is 1, and T3 timing signal T3 must be activated, active, enable 1, T3 1, D7-1, I1, I is equal to 1, T3 1. This is the control function to execute input output instruction in basic computer. Let us say D7 I T3 is equal to P. P is common for all input output instruction. Here in IR of I, bit 6 to bit 11. In address field, bit 6 to bit 11 specifies one of the input output operation. Okay, now we'll see one by one. At P, sequence counter clear to 0, and first instruction is INP, and what is the control function to perform the operation for the input to instruction? PB11. P means D7IT3, B11. In instruction code, bit 11 is in address field, 12 bits are there. Bit 11 is 1. Remaining bits are zeros, which indicates input character. Input character to AC is nothing but the 8-bit character. The 8-bit character after receiving the input character from the keyboard that is available in the INPR due to input instruction, the 8-bit data is transmitting from input register to AC of 0 to 7. Basically, the AC length is 16 bits. INPR is 8 bit. These 8 bits are transmitting to lower order 8 bits of the accumulator. Then FGI flag set to 0. That is input character to accumulator. Next, coming to OUT, output character from AC. So here bit 10 is 1. In address field, bit 10 is 1. Total bits are bit 0 to bit 11. Bit 10 is 1, which defines output character from accumulator. So what is the operation? The symbolic description of this instruction is the AC of 0 to 7, 8 bit. The lower order 8 bits are transmitting to OUTR register. Then comma FGO flip-flop set to 0 is nothing but output character from accumulator. Next instruction is SKI, skip on input flag. Skip on input flag. Here a control function is PB9, and here what is the condition? This is the conditional branch instruction. If FGI is equal to 1, if FGI is equal to 1 is nothing but input flag is equal to 1, then skip the next instruction. Okay, generally every time the PC is incremented by 1. Due to this instruction, if the condition is true, PC incrementing by 1. Okay, so PC plus 1 to PC, that means skip the next instruction. Skip on input flag. Okay, if the condition is true, no need to execute the next instruction in the sequence. If the condition is false, if FGI is equal to 0, control goes in the sequence. Okay, no need to skip the next instruction. Next, SKO, skip on output flag. Here B8 is, bit 8 is 1. In address field, bit 8 is 1. Remaining 11 bits are zeros, which defines skip on output flag. here the condition is, here this one also conditional branch. What is the condition? If output flag, what is the output flag? You have seen previously. Output flag is equal to 1, then skip the next instruction. Skip the next instruction, nothing but PC plus 1 to PC is nothing but skip on output flag. And the basic computer provides ION and IOF instruction to enable and disable the interrupt enable flip-flop. ION here B7 is 1, and what is the functioning? IEN is the interrupt enable flip-flop. Due to this instruction, IEN is set to 1, that is interrupt enable on, and IOF interrupt enable off. Okay, the here B6 is 1 in address field of the present running instruction code. Bit 6 is 1, which defines interrupt enable off. Okay, that's about input output instructions in basic computer. Now we'll see what is an interrupt cycle, what is an interrupt, and what is interrupt cycle. First of all, what is an interrupt? While executing a main program by the processor, whenever the IO operations are occurred, the processor assign the IO operation to IO interface. It continue the main program. Okay. Whenever the IO operations are finished by the IO interface and IO devices, then IO interface can send a request to the processor. Yes, assign whatever the job assigned by you, the job is completed. I am ready to transfer the data. So it send a one signal. What is the signal? Interrupt request. Interrupt request. Interrupt is a signal, that is interrupt request. It is signal from any input or output device for the service by the processor. Any input or output device can send a request to the processor. Okay, I need your service. How it indicate that signal? By sending interrupt request. Okay, so what is an interrupt cycle? Interrupt cycle is added to the instruction cycle. After execution of every instruction, the process will check whether an interrupt is pending or not, any requests are pending or not. If any interrupt is pending, the processor suspend the currently running main program, then control goes to the requested interrupt service routine. And before control going to the requested interrupt service routine, store the present running program context in some location. Okay, so that means return address of the present running main program. It stores in some computer the return address will be stored in registers. In some computers the return address will be stored in top of the stack. In some computers the return address will be stored in memory locations. Is it clear? So if any interrupt is pending, what are the sequence of steps are involved? Suspend execution of current program, save context. What is the present program running program context to? Register state to, program counter state to, etc. Okay, and set PC to start address of interrupt handler routine. Okay. And process interrupt. So to handle the any interrupt, there is a program. Suppose to handle the keyboard operation, there is a keyboard program. That is the keyboard interrupt handler. Suppose to handle the printer operation, there is a printer program. Okay, process the interrupt is nothing but executing the interrupt program and restore after execution of the requested interrupt service routine. Again, control go back to main program. So it's restart the main program. That means it continue the main program. Okay, so restore context and continue interrupted program. So this is the interrupt cycle. Let us see. This is the basic definition. So this is the basic definition of interrupt cycle. Every different processor has its own interrupt cycle. What is the general definition of interrupt cycle? Interrupt cycle is added to the instruction cycle. You know, in instruction cycle, fetch the instruction, execute the instruction. After execution of every instruction, the processor check whether interrupt is pending or not by checking the interrupt enable flip-flop. If it is interrupt is enabled, suspend the current running program, control goes to the interrupt cycle, process the interrupt, again control go back to first step, fetch the next instruction from the memory. Okay, this process will repeat until end of the program. Is it clear? Fetch cycle, execute cycle, and interrupt cycle. Okay, this is the basic definition of interrupt cycle. Now we'll see interrupt cycle in basic computer. Every different processor has its own interrupt cycle. Operations are different. Basic concept is same, but operations are different from one computer to another computer. Just now we discussed return address will be saved in some computers register, in some other computers stack, in some other computers memory locations. In basic computer, the return address will be stored in the memory location 0. Now we'll discuss the basic computer interrupt cycle. So before going to basic computer interrupt cycle, just see once again we'll see what is the interrupt here. So this is the user program, the presently running program. Here addresses are 1, 2, memory addresses 1, 2 and so on, ith address, I plus 1 and so on, m addresses. Here interrupt, here after execution of ith instruction, here interrupt occurs, so here interrupt is pending, so control goes to the requested interrupt service routine. This is the program to solve to perform the requested interrupt operation. So this is the interrupt handler. Okay, after execution of this interrupt handler, again control go back to main program. You start the execution where it was suspended. So before control going to the interrupt handler, you store the return address. Here what is the return address? After execution of this interrupt handler, control goes to where? I plus 1 location of the main program. So I plus 1 is the return address. This I plus 1 will be stored in the registers or top of the stack or memory location, that depends on the type of the computer. Okay. Now we'll see basic computer interrupt cycle. So this is the flow chart for basic computer interrupt cycle. Here R is a flip-flop, is called as interrupt flip-flop. If it is equal to 0, control enters into instruction cycle. If it is equal to 1, control enters into interrupt cycle. After execution of every instruction, the processor will check interrupt flip-flop R. If it is equal to 0, it enters into instruction cycle. If it is equal to 1, interrupt cycle. So you know what are the steps are involved during instruction cycle. We have seen in the last session, same flow chart. Fetch the instruction, decode the instruction, execute the instruction. You know, fetch operations, decode operations, and execute instruction. Now here after execution of every instruction, it will check IN. What is IN? Interrupt enable flip-flop, 1-bit flip-flop. If it is equal to 0, there is no interrupt pending. Control goes to the, now R is equal to 0, control goes to the next instruction, fetch the next instruction and execute the instruction. Next, if IN, as here IN is equal to 1, interrupt enable is equal to 1 is nothing but interrupt is pending. Either input operation or output operation is pending. Okay. So interrupt enable is equal to 1, it will check FGI, input flag. If FGI is equal to 0, then it will check FGO. If FGI is equal to 1, then R flip-flop set to 1 is nothing but interrupt is pending. Okay. Next, if FGI is equal to 0, then it will check FGO. If FGY is equal to 0, no interrupt. If FGY is equal to 1, R is equal to 1. So control goes to first step. Here it will check if R is equal to 1, interrupt cycle. If R is equal to 0, instruction cycle. If R is equal to 1, then interrupt cycle will start. These are the operations are involved during interrupt cycle. Okay. So what is whenever the interrupt occurred, store the return address. In this computer, store the return address in memory location 0. So now at present the return address is available in PC. So PC to M of 0. Before control going to request the interrupt service routine, the return address, the present running program, the present suspended program return address must be stored in 0th location of the memory in this computer. Okay. Now next one, after storing the return address in 0th location, branch to location 1. That's why 1 sending to PC. Then after processing process the interrupt. After processing the interrupt, IN is 0, R flip-flop set to 0. So again control over go back to first one. If here R0, instruction cycle. If R1, interrupt cycle. This is the flowchart for interrupt cycle in basic computer. We have seen what are the steps are involved interrupt cycle in a basic computer. Okay. Next we'll see one example. Interrupt cycle example. So this is the memory before interrupt. This is the memory after interrupt. Okay. So here 0, 1, 2, 55, 2, these are the memory addresses. These are the memory words. Here assume here this is the main program. This is the input output program. Okay. Is it clear? So here at 255, after execution of 255 instruction, the address of the instruction is 255. After execution of this instruction, assume here interrupt occurred. So here what is the next instruction address? 256. Here interrupt occurred. So what are the operations are involved to handle the interrupt? Store the return address. Where to store the return address? Here in this example, the return address is 256. The 256 will be stored in 0th location, 0th location of the memory. That's why in 0th location, the return address 256 loaded, 256 loaded. And after that, in interrupt cycle, we have seen after storing the return address, what is the next operation? Branching to location 1. See, branch to location 1. The PC set to 1. PC set to 1 is nothing but the address of the next instruction is next instruction is 1. So what is the instruction in the 1 address? 0 BUN 1120. 0 is the direct addressing mode. BUN branch unconditionally 1120. Branch unconditionally, that means control goes to 1120. So 1120 is the starting address of the IO program. This is the program to handle the interrupt IO program. So after execution of this IO program, control must go to the main program where it was suspended. It continued the main program. So, okay. After execution of IO program, what is the address of the next instruction? That is the return address 256. How it restore return address? The last instruction of the IO program is 1 branch unconditionally 0. Here 1 means indirect addressing mode. BUN opcode 0 address field. If it is indirect mode, address field gives the one address. Address field gives the one address. What is the address? 0. That gives the target address. In case of branch instruction, effective address is the target address. So okay, 256. That means 256 is the address of the next instruction after BUN instruction. So in this way, it will restore the return address. So control goes to the 256 location. It will continue the main program. Okay. So this is the example for interrupt cycle. This is the interrupt cycle. Now we'll see what are the register transfer operations in interrupt cycle. So far we have discussed a concept. Here interrupt cycle is added. Interrupt cycle is added to the instruction cycle. Here R flip-flop. When R flip-flop is set to 1, what is the control function? Here IN is 1. Either FGI is 1 or FGO is 1. FGI plus FGO is equal to 1. Here plus indicates, in control function plus indicates logical R. Logical R. What is logical R? 0 R 0. 0 1 R 1. 1 R 0. 1 1 1. 1 R 1 1. If any either FGI 1 or FGA 1, this one is completely 1. And T0 bar. T0 bar means T0 bar. T0 bar means T0 is 0, T0 bar 1. Next T1 bar. T1 bar 0, T1 is 0, T1 bar is 1. Next T2 bar. T2 is equal to 0, T2 bar 1. Okay. So IN1, FGA plus FGO is 1, T0 bar 1, T1 bar 1, T2 bar 1. This is the control function to set the R flip-flop to 1. Okay. So in symbolic language, T0 bar, T1 bar, T2 bar. This one 1 1 1 into 1 into 1. In control function, T0 bar and T1 bar and T2 bar and IN and FGI plus FGO colon. Control function terminated with the colon. Then only R flip-flop set to 1. If R is equal to 1, then control enters into interrupt cycle. Now we will see what are the operations are involved during interrupt cycle in basic computer. We will see. So here the fetch and decode phases of the instruction cycle must be modified, replaced. Previously we have seen in an instruction cycle T0, T1, T2, T3. Now R flip-flop is added in control function. So during in instruction cycle R bar, why R bar? If R is equal to 0, then only R bar is equal to 1. If R is equal to 0, that means instruction now control in instruction cycle R bar T0, R bar T0 comma R bar T1 comma R bar T2. If it is RT0, that is interrupt cycle. In instruction cycle, R bar. In instruction cycle, R is equal to 0, that's why R bar. Whereas in interrupt cycle, R is equal to 1, that's why RT0. Okay, R bar T0. In instruction cycle, T0, T1, T2 change with R bar T0, R bar T1, R bar T2. Coming to interrupt cycle, RT0, RT0. Here AR set to 0 and PC content is moved to TR. You know, one of the register in the basic computer is temporary register, PC to TR. Next RT1. What is PC? Written address. So that is at time T0 the written address is transferred to TR. At time T1 the written address is stored in the M of AR. What is AR value here? 0, M of 0, and PC set to 0. Then next RT2, PC is incremented by 1, PC plus 1 to PC. After that IN 0 and R flip flop 0. These are the operations are involved in interrupt cycle. Okay. So we have seen basic computer interrupt cycle. Okay. Now in next concept is complete computer description. Complete computer description. The second part of the first unit is basic computer organization. We are discussing chapter 5. In the chapter last concept is complete computer description. In this chapter we have seen basic computer organization. Whatever the concepts we discussed so far, all the concepts are combined here. That is complete computer description. Okay, here R flip flop, initial sequence counter 0, IN 0, R 0. Just now discuss R. If R is equal to 0, instruction cycle. You know this these steps: fetching, T0 T1 fetch, T1. Here R bar T0 fetch, R bar T1 also fetch operation, R bar T2 decoding. You know all these operations we have seen. This is the instruction cycle. And if R is equal to 1, this is the interrupt cycle. Just now we discussed. This is the interrupt cycle. Okay, don't confuse. This is the already these operations, what is instruction cycle, what is interrupt cycle, already we discussed. Okay. Oh, okay. That's about complete computer description. And coming to here, this one also we have seen. H operation, R bar T0, PC to AR, R bar T1, M of AR to IR. All these concepts we discussed. Okay. These are the fetch, see, decode operations. Okay. So in indirect cycle, D7 bar IT3, read the effective address from the memory. In interrupt cycle, when R is 1, just now we discussed in this previous topic. Okay, these are the operations are involved. These are the operations are involved in interrupt cycle, basic computer interrupt cycle. And also discussed in previous session, these are the memory reference instructions. These are the register reference instructions already discussed in the previous sessions. And this one is the input output instructions. Okay, that's about basic computer organization. Okay, that's about second part of the unit 1. In the next class we'll start third part of the unit 1, that is micro programmed control unit. Okay, thank you.